So I want to talk to you guys about when preparation meets opportunity. It reminds me of my childhood growing up, where I've been that kind of person who have upskilled myself with so many different things to the point where, like, every business that I run, I have an idea of like how everything works so I can be able to effectively lead, right? And I have gone through so many different things. Growing up, I think from the age of 14, I was part of something, I was building something. And I can tell you with certainty that every opportunity that I got in my life was because of a previously learned skill that I had. So opportunity came with some sort of preparation that I had. I don't know if that makes sense. So when opportunity came, I was already ready to do what I needed to do, right? So the truth of the matter is, opportunity is the biggest constant of life. Opportunity is the biggest constant of life. Meaning, every conversation you have with somebody is an opportunity. Whenever you leave your house, you meet somebody in transit, in a bus, it's an opportunity. Whenever you come across something on social media or YouTube video or anything, it's an opportunity, right? So opportunity is around us everywhere. However, one of the things that keep us down is lack of preparation. And it's funny because it's like, it's like, how am I supposed to know that an opportunity is coming for me to prepare for it, right? So you're like, if an opportunity is coming, if you were to tell me, or if, some powers up there will be able to tell me, hey, on Tuesday, you're going to meet this person on the bus, you're going to start a conversation, and this conversation is going to lead to this thing that's going to give you an opportunity for a job. Like, I would prepare myself, I'll be like, okay, this is what I need to do to be able to make sure that when this opportunity comes, I'm going to win this opportunity, right? However, that's not how life works, unfortunately, right? So then how do you make sure that when opportunity comes, you are ready? I've got a few notes here, but this is pretty much from my own life and what I have seen. It's not the most perfect strategy, but at least that it is something that you can grasp and think about. And that is, always be teachable. Always be teachable. Always see everything around you as a learning. I always tell people, even a child can teach you something. Never undermine the small things of life that teach you. There are people who, because of their pride, they end up not learning from every situation or everything that they listen to. I'll give you an example, right? Sometimes, for some reason, I get on my, when I scroll through social media, I get some political speeches, come in my feed. Or anything politics comes through. I'm not big on politics. I don't really talk about politics much. So I don't know why I get a lot of politics. But I get some politics. I could either get frustrated by it, or when I see a video, what is it that I'm learning from what this politician is saying? Even if what you are seeing in politics is negative, it's still something to learn from. I don't know if that makes sense. So when it comes to teachability, you always learn from what is good in other leaders or in other things, and also what is negative, what is bad, right? Always be open to learning. If you find out that your friend, I'll give you a massive example of teachability and learning. Like, have you ever find out that somebody got cancer or something like that? Have you ever sat down and like, okay, we talk about cancer all the time. I've heard about cancer. I've had people people that I know may have had cancer. But where does cancer come from? What causes cancer? Do you get what I mean? It's like, it's something that you normally see all the time and hear about. But teachability takes for you to actually stop and actually be like, what can I learn from this? What does cancer come from? And start thinking to yourself, I'm like, okay, so if cancer comes from this, is it a chance that if I was to ever get cancer, what is it that in my lifestyle that I am doing that potentially could cause cancer? Do you get what I mean? Like, that could cause cancerous cells, right? So you're now gotten from, oh, this is just a topic that you always talk about, to, let me actually stop and think, right? So teachability. Let me tell you why that's important. Because let's say that one day you got that opportunity to sit next to somebody who eventually, or the opportunity could be, maybe it's a job, or maybe it's a client, or whatever, right? And for some reason, they start up a conversation, right? Of, let's say, since we're talking about cancer, right? They start up a conversation about cancer and something they've been thinking about a while, but because at some point in your life you have stopped and learned something about a random thing, right, that you never really think about, because you prepared yourself for that conversation, you now are having a dialogue with that opportunity, that potential opportunity, and then that conversation ends with, oh, so what do you do? So, oh yeah, I'm a graphic designer. Oh, okay, I'm looking for a few jobs. I'm looking for a graphic designer. Please give me your card. Do you get what I mean? So, but that started because of a random conversation of a place where you stopped and actually stopped to learn and actually think about something that you never think about before, right? So have that teachability. Always be curious to learn something new. I'm not talking about, because I know when I talk about teachability, somebody can think, oh, does that mean that you have to learn everything so that when an opportunity comes, you grab from one of the things you learned? No, I'm talking about a lifestyle of learning. I'm not talking about you going to learn social media and then now I have to learn videography, and now I have to learn photography, now I have to learn project management, now I have to learn. No. I'm talking about just the basics of life, right? I'm talking about the basics of life, just basic conversational things that you can put in your pocket, so that when an opportunity comes to start a conversation, you have a bag of things that you've learned that could either start a conversation that could lead to an opportunity, or be something that could open up a door that you never imagined. So I want to encourage you to be teachable, learn from everything, every small thing. One way, I'll give you a little clue on teachability. One way that you can actually think about when it comes to learning is, what is it in your life that you are constantly giving somebody else to do for you? So think about, what is it that you've always allocated somebody else to do that is so small, that is so minute, right? And ask yourself, why haven't I learned to do this thing that could only take 5 minutes to learn, right? So that's a challenge for you when it comes to teachability. I'm not saying you should be able to do everything. For me, some of the things that I allocate, it's not because I can't do it. It's because I don't have time. Do you get what I mean? So Be that kind of person who, if you allocate, it's not because you can't do it, it's because you don't have the time, right? So if there are things that you are allocating because you can't do it, start becoming curious and be like, why can't I learn how to do that? Why can't I learn how to do this? Remember how I started by saying that opportunity is the most constant of life. Every day, there's an opportunity out there that could take you to another place where you might be at 1, you could go to an 8 in one day because of one opportunity, right? However, it is only when preparation meeting opportunity, that's when you can jump to a level of breakthrough in your life. But a lack of preparation, when it meets opportunity, in fact, you stay where you were. Does that make sense? So the lack of preparation, when meeting opportunity, nothing changes in your life. But when you're prepared and then the opportunity comes and you meet opportunity, then breakthrough happens in your life, right? Sometimes it does not require for you to have things in your bag to bring out when opportunity comes. Sometimes you create opportunity where you're at. And the key to that is killing insecurity. Getting rid of your insecurities. One thing that kills opportunity is insecurities. And that has been something in my life that I can testify to, that whenever opportunity came and I lost that opportunity, it was because of my insecurity. Sometimes you don't need those things in the bag. Sometimes you need to be confident enough to actually make opportunity when the opportunity comes. For example, learn to become a person in control of conversations. Learn to become a person in control of conversations, regardless of who you are talking to. Regardless of who you are talking to. Whether that person you're talking to is a CEO and you don't have anything in the bank. Learn to be in control of conversations. So make sure that you control conversations regardless of who you're talking to. Be the kind of person who takes control of conversations regardless of who you're talking to. One thing that I've started to realize in my life, the day that I realized that regardless of how rich someone is, we all go to the toilet. We all brush our teeth, right? Unless they are like an alien from another world, that makes sense. But if Elon Musk is a human being like myself, why am I going to shake when I meet him? Do you get what I mean? Like, even though I may not even have the same, I am nothing. I have sense, compared to Elon Musk, but when I come face to face with him, I'm coming face to face with a human. One thing that we need to stop thinking is that just because somebody has more money, more influence, they are no longer human. They are still human. You are talking to another human. We're all human. And when I come face to face with you, I need to be bold and kill the insecurities so that I can actually create opportunity right there and then. So, because I know some of you may start thinking, oh, I don't have enough things that I have in my pocket, so if I get an opportunity, I'm going to lose it. No. Even if you have nothing, when you come to face to face with opportunity, you create it right there and then by killing your insecurities and being bold, knowing that the person you're coming across is also human, right? So that's how I've been able to go past all of that. Man, there are people in my life that even my wife knows that I call them quality people, that I know that maybe I may never be able to be at their caliber. However, I still ask for their phone number. I still ask for an opportunity to meet with them. Though I know that I may never reach where they are. So I encourage you, never be discouraged. There is no man that you cannot talk to. You cannot be able to be level with and be confident in getting the opportunities that you need to get. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you. Make sure that when opportunity comes, it meets you prepared. Because when opportunity comes and it meets you unprepared, you're going to stay where you are. But if you want to go to level after level, make sure opportunity meets you when you're prepared.